he showed things at the Cinematheque, they were prints. So if anything happened again, he would still have his camera original.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I've been making the case that if a film only exists in camera original form, Warhol didn't do anything with it. He didn't think it was good enough for whatever reason. I mean,
No, you know what it is? Andy was a bit lazy when it came to it.
Well, that's why we shot with the Auricon, and that's why he didn't move the camera, and that's why he made films such as this early on.
I mean, the thing that's so interesting to me about this movie is that, you know, time has passed, and, you know, the historicizing kind of eye gives it greater significance than he might have even, you know, thought of at the time. And so I just want to make that point because I think, I mean, I'm fascinated by it. I mean, it gets boring, but there are enough things about it for me, you know, just about that moment in time. So this film, yeah, we just saw it, yeah. So I don't know, I mean, I just wanted to...
We are watching these films as
This is
one of the most famous artists of the 20th century.
Right.
So these are home movies and/or experiments.
And the subjects who are unknown, who actually were really significant in terms of that period. With, you know, in their,
he documented so many people.
Exactly.
There's amazing moments in this movie, actually.
Yeah.
I agree.
I only saw it one other time on Philip's laptop, and to see it on a big screen, you get to see certain details that you missed earlier. There's some things that are going on that were quite amazing.
There are a lot, actually, a lot.
My relationship with Edie was like, I'd like make some stills for me, okay?
Exactly. I mean, that was really funny, but also how you know, possessive and territorial Marie was. The minute you turn to Edie, she's like Marie was all over. That's just one detail of so many.
That's good.
But I want to turn to Mark because we don't have that much time, and we want to give the audience a little bit of time to, you know, have a break before the marathon of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. But I believe that Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf could not be the movie it was without Mike Nichols' direction. And so I have a question for you in the form of an anecdote, if you don't mind. So one morning they were filming, and Elizabeth Taylor was having trouble finding Martha's voice. I mean, Elizabeth Taylor spoke very wispy, and she had to speak 2 octaves deeper, and so she was struggling, and they had to reshoot. And you know, Mike was coaxing her, and her husband, Richard Burton, was berating her, and she finally just burst into tears and stormed off the set. And Richard Burton followed. And so half an hour goes by, an hour goes by, they don't return. It's lunchtime. They go to lunch, they come back from lunch, no Burtons. It's 3 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock. You know, the entire crew is idle, and time is money, and that was a lot of money. And finally, at 4:30, the Burtons saunter back onto the set, jovial, laughing, with another couple in tow. And they introduce the couple to Mike Nichols. It's the Duke and Duchess of Windsor, with whom they had just had lunch. So Mike, of course, it sort of puts everything in perspective for Mike in terms of who really holds the ultimate power. And I mean, their glamour won out over and over and over again during production. So my question to you is about Mike. Mike was a first-time director. How did he navigate that kind of situation, which happened often throughout the production, and still make this masterpiece?
Well, I think there were 3 ways that he was equipped to navigate it. One, the simplest one, is, and this is the one where the other 2 wouldn't have mattered if this wasn't in place. They were friends. He had developed first a friendship with Richard Burton, then a friendship with Elizabeth Taylor, and then a friendship with both of them. And if they hadn't liked him and trusted him, and if he hadn't liked them, it just would have been an impossible situation. But beyond that, I think Nichols had 2 other assets going in. One is that he himself was famous. He wasn't Elizabeth Taylor famous, because nobody really at that point was Elizabeth Elizabeth Taylor famous, but he had been the co-star of a big, successful Broadway show for 9 or 10 months, and not just a successful Broadway show, but the kind of successful Broadway show, this was An Evening with Mike Nichols and Elaine May, that attracted celebrity after celebrity every night to the dressing rooms afterwards. And often those celebrities from New York, from London, from Los Angeles would say, let's all go out. And Mike would. So he had met and known a lot of people at a lot of different points in their careers and at a lot of different points in their levels of fame. And as a lot of the people did in the early 1960s, he kind of coped with it by cultivating this detached, bored, slightly bemused, slightly standoffish attitude toward all of it. Whatever he was feeling inside, that's what he manifested outside. This idea that the way to be cool was to kind of be unenthusiastic about everything. And I think that probably helped him when he got on the set and Marlene Dietrich would show up one day, or you know, the Duke and Duchess, to sort of have this official position of being amused by it, as opposed to thinking, Jesus Christ, there goes another day, and we're another day over schedule, and are they ever going to be able to work before 3 p.m., and is he going to be drunk after lunch, and you know, all the panic things that would set in. He managed to kind of find a way to handle that. And the third thing, and probably the most important thing, was that Mike was a successful stage director by the time he left New York for Los Angeles to shoot Virginia Woolf. He had directed 4 hits in a row: Barefoot in the Park on Broadway, and then The Knack, a British play off Broadway, and then Love, Murray Schiskell's play on Broadway, and then The Odd Couple. And those were all so successful that they were all 4 still running at the same time when he left. So in the course of doing that, he had directed an insecure actor, an undermining actor, an overconfident actor, a mean actor, a resistant actor, an alcoholic actor, and like at least 3 of those were the same person. And he had developed strategies for dealing with all of them, and strategies within the pressure cooker atmosphere of also having to put up a show every night while you were still working on it, because often these shows tried out of town. So for him, coming into a situation where you could just rehearse with the actors and have what felt like an infinite number of opportunities to get it wrong because you could always do another take, that all felt like a luxury that he had never had as a stage director. And all of the things about movie making that were harder than stage directing, the technical stuff that you need to master, the interference from a studio, the budget, the challenges of location work, he didn't know enough about going in to be scared of. So it kind of, he said many times that he never felt as sure of himself and as confident as he did on Virginia Woolf and The Graduate, his first 2 movies, for the rest of his career. And it's sort of the confidence of knowing what you're good at and not yet knowing what you're bad at. So I think that's probably what armed him very well to do this job.
I mean,